Too big, too small
Yes, sir.
for the big Cinco. DJ Uiagalelei hanging
Yes,
out with
sir.
us today, man.
Man,
How you doing? You look sharp.
I'm good. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys having me on the show, man. Pleasure to be here, man. I
It's
appreciate it.
it's amazing. We were talking to Matt Bockhorst earlier, and
Hmm.
those guys on your offensive line, they don't really
Oh
get to
yeah.
see the work you're doing behind you. They just see the results down the field.
Hmm.
Being able to learn from a guy like Trevor Lawrence a
Yes,
year
sir.
ago, what was the value of that for you?
Shoot, I mean, as much value as you can think. I mean, be able to play behind Trevor Lawrence, be able to back him up, but just learn from him, learn the ins and outs of being a starting quarterback here at Clemson, but just how to handle everything. I mean, I took a lot of things away from Trevor. I mean, he's just a great example. He's just true definition of a professional to me.
I saw a video the other day of you on social media. You were hanging out in I guess the room where y'all have all the shoes and the swag and the
Yes,
gear
sir.
and all that,
Oh
those
yeah.
guys and having a little fun. Relationships not with your teammates at
Hmm.
Clemson. What's that like for you? Because I know when I was a student there
Yes,
at
sir.
Clemson, players were maybe having to be a little bit protected,
Uh huh.
protective of who they were friends. I mean, what's that like for you right now as you kind
Well,
of mature as a
his guard's
college
sitting right
student?
there watching us, making sure we don't
Yeah,
do anything
he's got
silly.
he's got Baki over there, got his back right now.
Yeah.
But what's that like? I mean, just
I mean, I have a lot of friends outside of football. I mean, it's like kind of like school. I mean, you have your friends with football, but then you have people that you meet outside of football. I mean, they're just like it's like your friends. So I mean, I know my man Nick here in the equipment office. Man, that's my man. That's my guy right there, Money Man. He's
yeah.
a great guy, man. I love hanging out with him, just hanging out there with him, just chilling with especially with all the equipment managers too, all the people that help out. I mean, you have a bunch of people like Nash, Jason, Steve. There's a gang of people in there I
Listen to
like
the
too.
shout outs, man. Those
Listen to
guys
that.
they'll be all over it, waiting
Yes,
to hear
sir.
it. So, DJ, you're a West Coast kid. You come all the way across the country, adapting to that last year. I know you kind of talked about already, but when you look long term
Yes, sir.
at your family, your father traveling, and everybody coming to see you and stuff. I mean, your brother's a 2023 kid. Your dad's always pumping him, getting him out there, getting
Hmm.
Mateo out there. I mean, do you see a day where you could potentially be in Clemson? I mean,
Hmm.
I know you could technically be gone before he gets there, but do you see a day where y'all get to play together collegiately? I
I
mean, is that
mean,
something you talk about?
100%. Yeah, we've talked about it. I mean, but for me, I would be a true. I would be amazing to even tell both came to Clemson. But I tell them all the time. I tell them make the best decision for you. My best decision was to come to Clemson. The best decision isn't for you to come to Clemson if it's to go somewhere elsewhere. I told them make that decision. You don't have to come follow my footsteps to do anything like that.
How competitive are you guys at home? I mean, it just
Oh,
seems
very
like,
competitive. Oh, I mean, it's like two brothers. I mean, we're only 3 years apart, so we're
but
very competitive.
he's the bigger guy
Yeah,
in
he is the
here,
bigger
right?
guy.
He's the
So
bigger little
you're
brother.
He is the bigger little
your
brother.
little bigger brother. I mean, is
Yeah,
that
I know.
how's
I'm
that
still a bit.
relationship work
I'm
out?
still the big bro, but he's definitely bigger than me. But I mean, we have a great relationship, amazing relationship. We get along. I mean, that's my brother, man. That's my best friend right there. So I love my
So
little brother.
when you guys are at home and does Dad's word stop everything? It's like you two could be having at it, and then Dad kind of looks at
Hey,
you,
Dad's
raises
not
the
small now.
eyebrows, or
Dad's
I
not
think
small,
I think who probably stops it is my mom. We all listen to my mom.
yeah.
Mom stops it. Yeah, whatever
and
mom
she's
says
not.
goes.
I
Mom
mean,
stops Dad too.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
hundred
and
percent.
she's
Mom's
not
the
very big.
boss.
She's small, right? I mean,
Yeah, she's probably like 5'9",
she
5'10".
runs the
Yeah,
house.
100% she runs the house. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned we were talking earlier about your relationship with Trevor Lawrence. Are you guys still text back and forth even when he's down with the Jaguars?
I haven't texted him in a while. I kind of don't want to. I mean, he has a lot on his plate already. I mean, I don't want to kind of bother him. He has a gang. He's quarterback at Jacksonville Jaguars. He has a lot. He just got married. He just went on. He went on. He had his honeymoon recently. He has a lot of stuff on his plate, so I kind of want to like bother him or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, we have to ask about the NIL stuff, and we
Oh
talked
yeah,
with your guard
big block.
earlier.
I seen something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is there something that you would like to do some NIL stuff with? It's like your dream thing, like
Hmm.
what were some of the stuff that we talked about
Shampoo with
earlier?
Trevor.
Shampoo with
I
Trevor
mean,
Oh
Lawrence,
yeah.
but
they
is there
got the
one
nice
thing that
waves
you
in your hair. Get
Oh
some
yeah.
sport and waves deals going
Yeah. Some
on.
do rag deals, but I mean, I don't really have like a dream offer or anything like that. I mean, whatever comes with the opportunity,
Yeah.
whatever pops up, I know.
But you
Whatever.
partner with Gary Vee, man. I mean, he's one
That's
of
the
the
man, man. That's my guy right there,
Vayner
Gary V.
Sports. They're one of the biggest and best in the marketing business.
100%.
And the man, you probably listen to his podcast.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I've
he's
known
good.
Gary for a while. I know him for like 3 years. Got to meet him like 3 years back. I know AJ real well. He's the head of the sports agency side. But I love both of them, man. That was the whole reason why I wanted to go with them. Built a great relationship with them beforehand. I just love the people they are.
Hanging out with DJ Uiagalelei. How am I doing? Is that? I mean,
That's great.
Most of these guys butcher it up, or
Well, we were gonna say, because I keep butchering it and I don't want to be disrespectful. We were hoping you would just say it, and then I could go back and just play it later and then listen to it, make sure it's right.
Okay, yeah, it's DJ Uiagalelei.
There we go.
I think I did okay with
100%.
it. I did all right, man. I've been practicing,
I'm trainable,
but I've been
sir.
around you a little bit,
Yes,
so.
sir.
But all that being said, you and JT Daniels, you guys went head to head. I know you probably answered this all day today, but you guys went head to head in high school.
Yes,
now you get a chance to open up the college football season. Game day is going to be here.
I just seen that.
I'm rooting for Ric Flair to be the picker. Woo! The Nature Boy.
Yeah, come on.
He's a Charlotte guy. Yeah, but I mean that matchup for you and that opener. I mean, you already played on the big stage at Notre Dame. Weren't a lot of fans there. This one will be packed out. I mean, what's that like, kind of having that build up for the opener?
I'm excited, man. I mean, it's gonna be a huge game. I love it. It's gonna be a lot. I'm just glad it's gonna be a lot. Everyone's gonna be there. It's gonna be a packed stadium, and Georgia's a great football team. JT, amazing quarterback. Known him since high school. He's a great quarterback in high school. He had a great season last year, so I can't wait to see what he does this year. I think he's gonna have an amazing season this year, and Georgia, they're gonna have a great team. So it's gonna be a great game.
Man, and all you California boys are all over the country at quarterback this season.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, you got Bryce, Alabama. You got CJ, Ohio State. It's a lot of people everywhere.
With the pandemic last season, it seems like in life we always learn from experiences that we have. What did you learn during the pandemic that may make you a better person or quarterback this year?
Man, I think the main thing is that you value every single day that you have. You never know what day could be your last. I mean, that's always a possibility, but with the pandemic, it really put a perspective on you that you got to live in the moment today, that you got to thank God that you woke up today. Thank Jesus that you woke up today. He gave you another day to live. That you never know that when you go to sleep, you might not wake up tomorrow. There's always a reality, but the pandemic really put that into perspective. That's what I think.
During the pandemic, did you appreciate more that you guys were kind of holed up together and maybe kind of helped on the camaraderie front?
100%. Yeah. I mean, when we came back to Clemson, it was just us. It's the football team. So, we all it's just us here. So they have no choice but to be with each other. They have no. All the students are not going to be back in town. It's just you here. So I think definitely it played a big part.
So yesterday there was some news out of the Big 12. You probably saw that Oklahoma and Texas want to join the SEC.
Me and Bach were talking about it. Me and Bach were like, dang, I didn't think that was going to be real.
Well, if it goes to 16 teams, I mean, I would assume at that point maybe the ACC starts looking. So when you look down the landscape of college football, I mean, we've got NIL, we've got the transfer portal, this, that, and the other. But, I mean, do you think that might be where we're headed in your mind? I mean, just kind of.
I mean, for me, it's hard to tell. I have no clue. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I love the ACC. I think we're definitely fine in the ACC. I don't think we need to leave anywhere. But, I mean, that's going to be very interesting for Oklahoma and Texas to see if they go to the SEC.
If you had to add two.
Oh, we had to add two teams?
If you had to add two teams, Notre Dame, one.
I know a lot of people want to add Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame would definitely be one to the ACC.
Maybe West Virginia. I mean, if the Big 12 folds up.
That was funny, though, because I always thought growing up, I always thought West Virginia was an ACC. And so I didn't know they were
a good fit.
I have to ask you about the teams from the West Coast. If you could have your dream matchup to play a team from out west.
Oh, USC, 100%.
Southern
California, 100%. I grew up a USC fan.
But then my mom was born in California.
She was?
Yeah, out in near Castroville, that area.
Yeah. But no, I 100% would love to play.
Artichoke capital of the world, man.
Yep.
DJ Uiagalelei, DJ, man, best of luck to you guys this season, and look forward to chatting with you again, man, in Tiger Town.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys.